I know that you have a couple people who aren't here,
Yeah.
but roster decisions in terms of what your opening day roster, when are those going to come?
Sooner than later. Very soon.
Today, possibly?
Possibly today. Yeah, possibly today.
Well, today.
Yeah, we got to get to it, right? We got to get it down. Yeah, as you're seeing around the league, there's lots going on.
Right.
People trying to figure out, how they're going to keep people that they want, and
Well,
what
and
moves can be
sometimes
made.
it's a courtesy to the player too, right? I mean,
It can be.
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought in Ruthie's case, we talked about that people need bigs, and to give her an opportunity, that was definitely on our minds.
right.
Yeah.
So you're going to get 2 temporary spots for the 2 who weren't here.
Well, cap wise, we won't be able to. We'll be able to have room for 1 because a full salary goes on.
Right.
So we will have room for 1 replacement player for it's not a hardship. It is a player that will be on the final roster submission with a denoted temp suspend of a player.
So you'll have 11 players available and a 12th name that's...
We will have 13 players with 12 available.
Okay. Gotcha.
Is there an advantage, with the depth that you've had in training camp? How beneficial has that been for you guys to be able to get reps, in practice and then also in preseason?
I think pretty good. I think depth at each position, like you're saying, has been nice, and we've had a chance to really look at a lot of players, and I think each day it feels like they're all getting a chance to kind of show who they are, and it's helping us try to figure out rotations, right? Certainly who makes the team, but then rotations and whose responsibility is where. So it's been a good camp in that way. We have to be battle tested. I think that'll be the thing when we're battle tested, and we'll have to be figuring out even more things at that time.
You talked a lot about how you want feet to go from here, which is already high, to here.
Yeah.
At some point, given how long she's been in the league, is a lot of that just mental and not necessarily, we're going to get a better handle or we're going to take more threes? I mean, is it more
I
just
think for her, she's got more she can add from a skill standpoint.
Okay.
I think that's the exciting part. She'll, at the same time, as years go by, she'll collect that wisdom. But no, we still have places we can go skill-wise with her, which is exciting.
Do you expect Fee's voice as a leader continue to grow this season?
Yeah, I've already seen it with her. Year older, year wiser. Last year was a big step for her. Having K-Mac as a co-captain with her, they were basically that last season. But no, she's talking. She knows exactly what we want, and she's stepping in and using her voice at any time as necessary. And she has she's got a pleasant way about her. It's the same as a leader. But then when she has to get firm, everybody knows she's hitting the fan if she's getting firm. So, and they straighten up pretty quick.
Cheryl, just Seattle back-to-back to open this thing up. I
Yeah.
asked Fee if there's more emphasis to start a little stronger this year, and she did mention that 0-6 start was brought up, and just what is the message right now going into this season?
Yeah, it's like you got to be careful with that, because it's also true. Just because you were 6-0 last year doesn't mean it's going to happen again, right? So schedule's different, personnel's different. I think what was of paramount importance to us is how we prepared in training camp. We are further ahead than what we were last year in training camp. Our starting point into the regular season is further ahead. I don't know what it translates into. We can never count wins or losses. I can just tell you that we have accomplished being a better team to start the season than what we did last year. Now we'll have to see what results happen, but I can tell you that if we are 5-0, 0-5, whatever, we're not panicking. I know that we're going to be better than what we were last year at this point in the season, and whatever the record brings, it brings. But the same way we felt last year, we had plenty of time with a few more games now on the schedule to be able to find ourselves. But I would be surprised if we weren't happy with the things that we were doing. And again, you can't guarantee that it leads to wins, but I don't think it's even close. Some of the players that were here last year are kind of going, this training camp has been markedly better.
Do you, I know that the Toronto thing isn't official yet, but I mean, with the onset of charter travel, do you see a push to lengthen the season in the near future?
Wow, that's well beyond from a business standpoint, and you think about the leagues, like a historical from other leagues. I don't think we're going to stay at 40 forever, but I don't know what their discussions are about expanding that. I understand what you're saying, that
Well, it would
the
seem
mode
like a
of travel.
45 game schedule would be less wearing with charter than a 40 game is with commercial.
It stands to reason that's the case, but I have no idea what's being collectively bargained.
Coach Shales, a team with a lot of new faces, but they also have the reigning
Very
scoring
talented,
champ, very talented faces. But Joelle Lloyd was a player who actually struggled pretty mightily against you guys in 2 games last year, and then the other 2, kind of went
She was
off.
Joelle Lloyd.
She was Joelle Lloyd. What are the challenges in defending her, and
Wow.
can you take away some of the successes with last year's group, which stands to improve markedly defensively from last year's game?
I think it really, like, sometimes it's like you feel like maybe you did a great job, but maybe it just wasn't her night. And there's other times when you feel like a hell of a job, and it was her night.
Right.
It's Joelle Lloyd. Right. And so can we make her, just like every great player, can you make them work a little harder? Can you get them off their spots? Can you play more of collective effort? Yeah, I mean, I think those are all things that will be on our minds. But Joelle has more weapons.
Yes.
That will make all of that a greater challenge. And so...
It may not make her as likely to try to score.
Yeah, she, I mean, Joelle's always going to be aggressive, but I mean, yeah, to Kent's point that maybe it's not the volume of shots, maybe it's not as hard of shots that she had to take. Yeah. But yeah, I think she's always been a player that's, when she was in the league, she in the early part of her career, really good players around her, and she plays well with others. And so if that's what's necessary, she'll be great at that too.
Cheryl, what's Alyssa Peely's role right now, just coming into this thing? Rookie and
Yeah. I'd say right now we've it's been good for her in that we've got good vets playing in position in front of her. Once we get whole as a team, there'll be a lot of maybe 3 players that are more experienced. And so what her role is that every day I don't know, she would tell you this, but like you're going through the head spinning phase, you're going through this is physically hard phase, going, oh my gosh, this is so fast. She's experienced all of that. But I saw today a much more settled down player. I saw a player being more intentional, because that's what it comes down to, is sometimes you get away with stuff in college that all of a sudden I can't even get open. How do I get open? How do I do these little things? Because there's these great players. And so Peely is just soaking it up, in each stage just trying to get a little bit better.